There's a moment in every person's life when the noise of the world becomes too loud. The pressure, the chaos, the endless comparison. Everyone chasing something they can't even name. You wake up tired. You scroll through your phone searching for a spark. You go to bed feeling empty, even after achieving what others would call success. And in those silent moments, when your head hits the pillow and the world goes quiet, there's a voice inside whispering, there has to be more. More than stress, more than anxiety, more than pretending to be okay. That whisper is your soul, and your soul is calling you back to peace. You see, the modern world teaches you to find peace by controlling everything around you. But Islam teaches you to find peace by surrendering, by letting go of what you cannot control and trusting the one who can. When you finally stop chasing and start submitting, something profound happens. Your heart softens, your mind quiets, and you begin to experience what true peace feels like. Not the temporary calm that fades with time, but the eternal stillness that flows from connection with your Creator. This isn't theory, it's transformation. And today, I want to take you on a journey into how Islam doesn't just guide you spiritually, it heals you mentally, emotionally, and energetically. Because when faith meets consciousness, when surrender meets awareness, peace is not just possible, it's inevitable. We live in a time when people are told that peace comes from power, control, and planning every detail of life. From a young age, we're conditioned to believe that happiness is a result of controlling outcomes. Our careers, relationships, finances, even our emotions. But what happens when all that control begins to slip away? What happens when life doesn't go as planned? When the things you wanted most drift further from reach? That's when anxiety, fear, and frustration creep in. And this is where Islam offers a truth so profound, it completely transforms how we experience peace. The truth is, real freedom begins not when you control everything, but when you surrender to the one who controls everything. Surrendering to Allah isn't a passive act. It's the most powerful shift a human being can make. It's a conscious decision to step out of resistance and into trust. When you say, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah, you are freeing yourself from the illusion that success, love, or peace come from the world. You are declaring that nothing, absolutely nothing, has power except Him. In that declaration lies a deep psychological release. The burden to fix everything, to understand everything, to predict everything, it begins to fade. You begin to breathe again. Because now you're not fighting against life. You're flowing with it. Every worry you carry is a form of resistance to what already is. The human mind constantly tries to rewrite reality, saying, it shouldn't be this way. But Islam teaches the opposite. It is this way because Allah knows best. And the moment you accept that, something miraculous happens inside you. The noise quiets, the tension softens. You feel light, not because your circumstances changed, but because your perspective did. You are no longer a victim of the storm. You are a soul resting in the one who commands it. Surrender doesn't mean you stop striving. It means you stop struggling against divine will. You still work hard, but you detach from the outcome. You plant your seeds, knowing that rain or drought are both in Allah's hands. That's where true peace lives. In the space between effort and surrender. When you let go of control, you make room for trust. And trust is not weakness, it's spiritual strength. It's standing tall in the uncertainty of life, saying, I don't know how, but I know who. That's the moment your heart begins to heal from years of fear. That's when you stop chasing peace externally and start experiencing it internally. Because peace is not something you achieve, it's something you allow. And the more you trust, the more peace flows. The moment you stop fighting for control and start surrendering to Allah's wisdom, you'll realize you were never meant to carry the weight of the world. You were only meant to trust the one who already does. We spend so much of life trying to hold everything together. Our plans, our relationships, our image. We think that if we can just keep all the pieces in place, peace will finally come. But the tighter we hold on, the more anxious we become. The harder we try to predict and protect, and the more restless the heart feels. That's because control was never meant to give you peace. It was meant to remind you that you don't have it. Islam turns that entire pattern upside down. It teaches that freedom and calm begin the moment you stop trying to rule what only Allah can rule. Saying, La ilaha illallah, is not just a sentence. It's an energetic release. You declare with your whole being that nothing has power over you except the one who created you. The illusion of control fades, and what's left is trust. That trust doesn't make you weak. It makes you light. Think about the times you've worried yourself sick over things that never even happened. Every thought, every fear was a battle against reality. But Islam asks you to pause and breathe. It is what Allah has written. The instant you accept that, something shifts. Your chest loosens. Your thoughts slow down. You realize that peace was never gone. You just buried it beneath resistance. Surrender doesn't mean doing nothing. It means doing your best while understanding that outcomes belong to Allah alone. You take the step, but you release the obsession with where it will lead. You make the call, but you trust the response will be what's right. That space between your effort and Allah's decree is where peace lives. When you surrender, you stop measuring your worth by results and start measuring it by faith. You stop trying to predict the future and start living in the present moment where Allah is with you. That awareness dissolves fear, because fear is only the absence of trust. The believer's heart becomes still not when life is perfect, but when it finally knows who is in control of it. Letting go isn't defeat. It's divine alignment. It's saying, I don't understand everything, but I trust the one who does. And in that trust, the noise of the world fades and your heart begins to rest. That's the hidden miracle of surrender. It doesn't take anything from you. It gives you back everything. Your clarity, your strength, and your peace. Because when you stop carrying what was never yours to carry, you finally feel what you were always meant to feel, a heart at ease, resting in the mercy of Allah. Every time you stand for prayer, something extraordinary happens. Even if you don't fully realize it, you're not just performing a ritual. You're stepping into a moment of divine alignment in a world that constantly pours attention outward to notifications, responsibilities, and endless noise. Salah calls you back inward, back home, back to your Creator. It's a sacred pause in a chaotic world, a reset button for the mind, body, and soul. When you begin with Allahu Akbar, you're declaring that God is greater, greater than your problems, your stress, your desires, and your fears. That simple phrase instantly shifts your focus. It reminds you that no matter what's happening in your external world, your internal world can still find stillness. You're telling your heart to let go of the weight it's been carrying and anchor itself in something unshakable. Then, as you move through the motions, the standing, bowing, and prostrating, you're engaging in a rhythm that has both spiritual and physiological power. When you bow in ruku, your body humbles itself, signaling the mind to release the ego's constant need for control. When you go into sujud, your forehead touches the ground, and your heart is lifted above your head. The body mirrors the soul, surrendered, trusting, at peace. In that posture, something remarkable happens. The mind quiets. Your breath slows. Your nervous system calms. It's as if your entire being remembers what peace feels like. Science would call it a meditative state. But it's more than that. It's a spiritual synchronization between your soul and its source. Each prayer cleanses the energy you've absorbed throughout the day. The stress, the anger, the fatigue. It washes it away in silence and humility. By the time you end with Assalamu alaikum, you're not just greeting the world again. You're re-entering it purified, realigned, and grounded in purpose. Salah isn't just communication with Allah. It's a conversation that heals you. In that stillness, you pour out your pain, your confusion, your gratitude, and Allah listens. The peace you feel afterward isn't random. It's the result of reconnecting with the one who designed you. Because when your soul is disconnected from its creator, no amount of success or comfort can fill the void. But one sincere prayer can restore balance to everything within you. You see, the world drains you. Work, people, and expectations pull you in every direction. But every time you pray, you return to the center. It's not about how perfect your prayer looks. It's about how open your heart is. So the next time you stand on that prayer mat, don't rush it. Breathe. Feel the ground beneath you. Let your heart whisper what words can't. Because in those few moments, you're not escaping the world. You're recharging your soul to face it with peace, strength, and clarity. Salah is more than prayer. It's a daily reunion between you and the one who gives peace itself. Gratitude has the power to shift the entire vibration of your heart. It's one of the most transformative states a human being can experience. When you live in gratitude, you change the way you see everything. Your past, your present, even your struggles. Islam teaches that gratitude is not just a polite response to good fortune. It's a spiritual lens through which you view life itself. The moment you say, Alhamdulillah, with true awareness, you are choosing peace over complaint, trust over fear, and light over darkness. So often people chase happiness in things. Money, success, relationships. Thinking peace will come once they have more. But gratitude flips that idea completely. It teaches that peace doesn't come from getting more. It comes from recognizing what you already have. The Quran says, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. This isn't only a promise of material increase. It's a promise of expansion within. The more thankful you become, the more open your heart feels. Your energy shifts. Your thoughts become calmer. You begin to see blessings where you once saw burdens. Think about how different your days would feel if you started and ended them with gratitude, instead of waking up thinking, I have so much to do. You wake up thinking, I've been given another day. Instead of sleeping with the weight of what went wrong, you sleep with peace, knowing that even in the imperfections, there were lessons, protection, and hidden gifts. Gratitude softens the heart. It dissolves the emotional heaviness that anxiety and stress create. The secret is that gratitude and fear cannot coexist. When your heart is filled with thankfulness, fear loses its grip. Every time you say, Alhamdulillah, for your breath, for your health, for the chance to start again, you send a message to your mind that you are safe, cared for, and guided. That message rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. Slowly, you train yourself to see life as happening for you, not to you. True gratitude isn't limited to moments of comfort. It shines brightest in moments of difficulty. When you say, Alhamdulillah, even through pain, you are acknowledging that there's wisdom beyond what your eyes can see. That level of faith creates peace no circumstance can destroy, because gratitude isn't denial. It's acceptance. It's saying, even though I don't understand, I trust that there's goodness in this. Every grateful thought, every heartfelt Alhamdulillah, is a bridge connecting you to Allah. It's an energetic alignment that brings serenity to your mind and softness to your soul. You stop searching for peace outside because you realize it's already within you, waiting to be awakened through gratitude. When you make gratitude your default state, your entire life changes. You walk lighter, love deeper, and sleep easier. Because a grateful heart is a peaceful heart, and a peaceful heart is the one closest to its Creator. Forgiveness is one of the hardest things a human being can do, yet it's also one of the most liberating. It's easy to say, I forgive, but truly letting go of the pain someone caused requires immense strength, humility, and spiritual maturity. Islam teaches that forgiveness isn't just about others. It's about healing yourself. Every time you hold on to anger, resentment, or bitterness, you create invisible chains around your heart. You might not see them, but you feel their weight. They drain your energy, cloud your thoughts, and block peace from entering your soul. We often think forgiveness means excusing someone's actions or forgetting what they did. But forgiveness in Islam is deeper. It's choosing to rise above the pain, not because the other person deserves it, but because you deserve freedom. The Quran reminds us that those who forgive are among the people Allah loves most. And that love manifests not only spiritually, but emotionally. When you forgive, your heart releases tension, your body relaxes, and your mind finds clarity. You stop reliving the same story of hurt over and over, and you begin to create space for new peace to grow. The Prophet said, the strong person is not the one who can overpower others, but the one who can control himself when angry. Anger is like fire. It burns everything it touches, especially the one who holds it. You can't find peace while holding flames in your hands. Forgiveness, then, is the act of putting out that fire. It's the decision to stop letting the past define your present, because every time you revisit your pain, you give it power. Every time you choose to release it, you reclaim your own. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to forget or trust again blindly. It means you no longer let that hurt poison your peace. You accept what happened, you take the lesson, and you leave the rest to Allah's justice. When you say, Wa Allah, I forgive them for your sake, something incredible happens. You invite divine mercy into your life. The same mercy you show to others becomes the mercy that covers you. And suddenly, your heart feels lighter, as if a heavy weight you didn't even know you were carrying has finally been lifted. It's not an overnight process. Sometimes you'll forgive and the pain will return. That's okay. Forgiveness is a journey, not a moment. Each time you choose peace over anger, you strengthen your soul. Each time you pray for those who hurt you, even silently, you rise above your pain and move closer to Allah. The truth is, peace and resentment cannot live in the same heart. One has to leave for the other to stay. So choose peace. Forgive not to erase the past, but to free your future. Because when you let go, you don't lose, you win. You win your energy, your happiness, and your connection with the one who is Al-Ghafur, the most forgiving. Every thought you think, every word you repeat carries energy. The human mind is constantly creating patterns, loops of belief that shape how you feel, how you act, and what you attract into your life. When those thoughts are filled with worry, fear, and negativity, they produce chaos inside you. But when they are filled with remembrance, dhikr, they create harmony. That is the secret power behind remembering Allah. It is not a mere ritual. It's the reprogramming of the mind and the purification of the heart. When you say, Subhanallah, you are not just uttering words. You are aligning your heart with divine perfection. When you say, Alhamdulillah, you are training your mind to focus on gratitude rather than lack. When you say Allahu Akbar, you are declaring that no matter how big your problems seem, your Lord is greater. And when you say La ilaha illallah, you are re-establishing the ultimate truth, that nothing in this world holds power except Allah. Each repetition sends a signal to your soul, reminding it of what truly matters and freeing it from the illusion of control and fear. Dhikr is the medicine for a restless mind. Every time you remember Allah, the noise of the world begins to fade. The Quran says, verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest. That verse is not poetic. It's literal. When you engage in dhikr, your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your nervous system relaxes. You begin to enter a state of peace that cannot be manufactured by external means. It's as though your soul, tired from wandering, finally finds its home again. But dhikr is not only a verbal act, it's a state of consciousness. It's walking through life with an awareness that Allah is with you in every step, every breath, every silence. When you make dhikr a part of your daily rhythm, your perception of the world changes. Moments that once triggered anger now invite patience. Situations that once caused fear now awaken trust. You begin to carry stillness even in the middle of chaos. That's what happens when divine remembrance becomes your default frequency. Think of your mind like a mirror. Over time, stress, sin, and distraction cloud its surface. Dhikr polishes that mirror, restoring your ability to reflect divine light clearly. Each remembrance removes a layer of dust until your inner self shines again with clarity and calm. This is how peace is born, not by changing your circumstances, but by transforming your inner state through remembrance. And the beauty of dhikr is that it's available to everyone. You don't need wealth, status, or special moments. You just need presence. Every breath can be worship. Every heartbeat can echo remembrance. And in that constant connection, fear disappears, anxiety dissolves, and your soul remembers what it was created for: to know love. and trust its creator completely. That is where true peace begins, and that is how the remembrance of Allah reprograms your mind to live in light instead of fear. Peace is not something you chase. It's something you awaken within. And the beauty of Islam is that it gives you every tool, every reminder, every sacred practice to find that peace again. It teaches you that calm doesn't come from a perfect life, it comes from a perfect connection with Allah. When you surrender to His will, your heart stops fighting what it cannot change. When you pray, your soul finds alignment. When you practice gratitude, your energy rises. When you forgive, your heart becomes light. And when you remember Him through the dhikr, your mind quiets and your soul breathes freely again. The world will always be loud. People will disappoint you. Plans will fall apart. But the peace that Islam brings is not built on the world. It's built on faith. It's the kind of peace that stays even when everything else changes. It's the stillness that whispers inside you, I am not alone. Allah is with me. That is the peace the world is starving for. The peace that no wealth, no success, and no possession can give. When you live through the lens of Islam, your entire perception shifts. Every hardship becomes an opportunity for closeness. Every delay becomes protection. Every heartbreak becomes purification. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start saying, "This is happening for me." That realization alone begins to heal the heart and calm the mind. True peace is not the absence of struggle. It's the presence of trust. It's knowing that whatever life brings, there's divine wisdom behind it. It's the calm that allows you to walk through storms without losing your direction. It's the faith that allows you to rest even when you don't have all the answers. So if your heart feels restless, don't search for peace in the noise of the world. Search for it in silence, in prayer, in gratitude, in forgiveness, and in remembrance. Because that's where peace has always lived, within you, waiting for you to return to it. And when you finally taste that peace, share it, because the world needs more of it. Let your calm become someone else's reminder. Let your faith become someone else's hope. If this message touched your heart, don't keep it to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs peace today. And if you want more reminders that lift your soul, bring you closer to Allah, and help you find strength in faith, subscribe to this channel, like the video, and let's continue spreading light together. Because every share, every like, and every word of remembrance carries the power to touch another heart. And that's how peace spreads, one soul at a time.